Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to the channel if you're new. If you're not new, well, thank you for coming back. So, we're going to talk about a vintage budgeting method that's coming back. A little bit of budgeting today, a little bit of management. Um, Millennial money. All right, so recently in this video from TikTok, Abundant Gains, a woman separates her cash from her paycheck into clear plastic envelopes with labels. Now, this envelope process is very common among Dave Ramsey people as well. And there is something about putting your money in an envelope and tucking away the bills. So, Abundant Gains on TikTok is where, with more than 11 million views on this video, it's one of the many on TikTok about cash stuffing. It's a budgeting method that relies on dividing physical cash into spending and saving categories. And this is not something that I personally do, but I have heard about it. I know a lot of people that do it. And Millennials and Generation Zs have made cash stuffing a viral trend on social media, and it's hardly a new concept. It's been around a while. It's known as the envelope method that limits spending, hard limits on spending. You can also do this with little cash cards. You could buy different cash cards and put certain amount of money on these cards, and once you reach that spot, you could then you know you hit your limit in this budgeting category. Um, it has staying power because it works. You can watch your paper money disappear before your very eyes. It supposedly has a greater mental impact than swiping the card or the debit card. But if you don't like carrying around that much cash, then the cards would work as well. You have to put like $50 on a plastic card, and this is your money for your gas or food or whatever, or your clothing, your food budget, your entertainment money. Let's say $50 for entertainment money sounds more realistic than grocery bills. But anyway, you get the point of what I'm trying to say. It greatly increases your chances of developing a budget, and cash stuffing is very effective towards a goal. To stuff or not to stuff. If you struggle to keep your spending in check and you're working on saving and debit payoff, then cash stuffing is one way to get on track. If you have money left over in an envelope for a spending category at the end of a budgeting period, you decide whether you want to leave it there or move it somewhere else. Purposely underspending in a category meant I could plan on something else. Put it somewhere where you might need it, like retirement. Cash stuffing does have a share of drawbacks, though. Paying with cash isn't always feasible or practical. You may not be able to pay your wireless or utility bills with cash. I know personally I cannot do that. If your cash is lost or stolen or somebody rips you off online, you can't do online shopping with these cash either, by the way. You have no protection, no liability. So those are things you need to keep in mind. Cash that sits in envelopes won't earn interest, which hurts a little more right now as interest rates rise. And if you don't use a credit card, you miss out on opportunities to earn your cash back or your purchases and to build your credit history. This channel does not promote using credit cards because personally I got out of debt using credit cards. I did not get out of debt. I had a lot of debt on credit cards, and it took me forever to get rid of them. I had to file bankruptcy twice. So I personally do not advocate for credit cards. I'm talking about the little cash cards that you can buy anywhere, like the little Visa cards or something, where you can put $50 to $100 on them. And you can use those as your envelopes. Just make sure they have some protection on them. Some of maybe you can get a credit card at your bank and just get a separate credit card. See if they'll let you do that, and only put a little bit of money on it and use that as your envelopes instead, and then you have some protection if something happens. So if you're interested in cash stuffing but you don't want to shift entirely to an envelope approach, consider your hybrid approach. You could put your cash in envelopes for discretionary budget categories and set up online savings account for savings goals. You could also do what I suggest and automatically um, transfer the accounts from each paycheck before you have a chance to spend the money. This is another thing that I do. If you'd rather use a budgeting app, you can. There are plenty of them out there. For example, You Need a Budget is $8.25 for an annual plan, and that's just one. I use EveryDollar because I just like the way it's set up. But you can. I've tried two or three of them, and that was just the one that worked for me. You have to find the one that works for you. That one I like because it's fast and easy, and I don't have to spend 20 minutes doing my budget. But I just like to save time. So you have to see what works for you and your family on the budgeting apps. But the stuffing envelope method is what we're talking about here, and a new approach to this vintage budgeting method. All right, that's your little budget tip for the week. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching.